my setup position. Doesn't look aggressive, but I'm training all the time. I'm practicing all the time. And because he's turning it, what am I doing? I'm covering his hand. So I'm actually still working myself into a position of advantage. Okay? Not aggressive, just having a chat. John looks older than I do, but he's standing. He thinks I'm going to hit him. So that's something you can do all the time, and that's that preemptive element. Okay? It means you're not waiting for somebody to hit you before you set up. You're coming up and it's like, yeah, no, yes, whatever, I don't mind. You know, you can talk about anything, but just keep the hands up and moving. If they're moving, you can change direction at any time with very little indication of what's going to happen. Okay? But that's it. If I'm going, okay, then they're going to see that every time, aren't they? But if it's just oh, here, no. So you could be talking and controlling the situation. You could be trying to calm it down. You've got somebody who's being quite aggressive. You say, no, come on, we don't need to do this. As soon as they move into that space, you bang, they've got something to create that space again. Okay? I believe there's a clip of Jeff Thompson, world-renowned personal protection guy, written some superb books. And he's saying that 9 times out of 10, if you, once you enter into that space, if you push somebody out like this, they don't come back in. You've incurred the fight or flight response. And once you give somebody sufficient space, more often than not, they will choose flight over fight. Okay? It's a survival mechanism. It makes sense. Of course, there's the occasional sociopath that comes straight back at you, but the majority don't, apparently. And, you know, he's got far more experience of working on the doors than I ever had. Okay? But, so, it's worth bearing that in mind. But you can only do that if the hands are up in the right place. Okay? And also keep them moving, because at the end of the day, what I don't want to do is create a static position. Alright, so I have my hands up and I have them moving. What I have a tendency to do, and I would encourage you to use the same practice, is I will cover one hand back of the hand, the other hand palm. Rather than both hands like this, here. Just one hand partially turned. And the reason being, if this is my lead hand and there is a knife involved, I don't want to get up here, if, remember. And there may not be, but it actually, again, but it gives me something strong to work with here. Alright? Okay, so we're going to change our drill. What we're going to do is a little bit of work that you may have done before, and we're going to change again. So we're going to, here, I'm going to create the situation where the hook punch comes in. So we're going to pop, and we're going to get this rising elbow position. What I want to try and do, if I can, is get this bit. Okay? Here. It's a pain signal on its own right. Can't see his face, Steve. Okay? So from here, you've got bang, hitting that elbow up. Okay? Smashing, and then you're going to punch down into his pubic bone. Okay? So we've got this still, here. So once his head comes forwards, I've either got this, I can use this, okay? Or I can just keep coming through from this position. Hit, 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 here, bang. Okay? This is what we're looking for. So it comes in from this position, we've gone hit into this position here. Right, it's the flinch. Okay? From in here, you've got space, pubic bone, elbow, forearm, bang, here. Always working in this position. I tread on the foot so they can't step away. If John falls away, I'll take my foot off as you go, okay? You'll damage the ankle, the knee, possibly the hip as they go down as well, okay? Certainly damage that ankle. We've got hit here, bang. So 9 times out of 10 I'll end up on John's foot, okay? Then bang here, boom, here, boom, here. This hits, this hits. So you've got a bridge here. Alright? Here. And then you've got your technique, my handshake. Yeah? So we've got hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here, take it away. Okay? Slightly different to what you may be familiar with in the night handshake takedown, not often done from the outside, but you can do the same takedown from the inside. That's the point we're trying to make here. What often works on the outside often works on the inside as well. just change your target selection, but the principle remains the same. Right? Here we go.